Alright guys, I'm gonna count you down.
He's gonna what?
It's so loud, sorry.
Count us down.
It's like
And-
Charlie Brown's parents. Welcome. The start of the show. Hey, Mr. I Never Get to Talk. What's this show called?
Weekend Live.
Weekend Live.
We got the two of you. You must be so glad I'm back. The voice of reason. Bridget LeRoy, the voice of reason.
I'm going to be like
That's
Harpo
scary.
Marx. Can I just get a horn?
Yeah.
I'll just
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to Weekend Live, the Hamptons. Now, it is a smoking July weekend, and there is a lot going on, including a big art fair that we have to call what?
Hampton's Fine Arts Fair.
But is it fine? And isn't there a lively art scene here all year long? That's what Steve Hartman is going to talk to us about in just a few minutes.
Yep.
He has a gallery in Southampton that used to be where Christie's was, and it was the only neon in Southampton.
It's the Contessa Gallery.
And now it's
Call it
moved
by
around
its
the corner.
name.
It's the Contessa Gallery.
Yes.
And,
That's what we
he's
call
got-
you behind your back, Contessa.
The
Thank you.
Contessa.
Yes, thank you. I am not a diva. All right. So anyway, we've got
Devo.
a tremendous amount of stuff going on this
Tremendous.
weekend. But we are
Huge.
back. We're really happy you're back.
Thank you.
Oh, bring out your license. Bring out your driver's license.
I don't
whatever it
even
is.
know where it is.
She's now, what are you? You're not a citizen. You're.
I'm a resident of
She's
Costa
a resident
Rica.
of Costa Rica.
I
Party
am.
at Bridget's house
Show
this
that.
winter.
There's going to be
Good.
somebody will steal it.
Wow.
I mean,
Somebody-
you think from there they're
somebody
going to
just
be able
blew
to
that
see
up and bought something.
screen? They're going to screen cap and blow it up.
Everything in Costa Rica is very cheap. So they
Hey, can you
buy
tell
it.
we don't rehearse this at all? This is just a live 1-hour program talking about what's exactly happening in the Hamptons this very weekend.
Yeah, there's a lot.
The lovely Tova Felcha is here at something called the Hamptons Songbook. That's Saturday night. And she drops by a little later on in the show to tell us all about that. She
Yeah.
is one of my favorites. I've met
She
her.
may drop by, or she might just keep walking by because she's going to be here at LTV.
Well, she has to do she's coming in to do a rehearsal and a mic
The
check.
show's
but I've been
on
told,
Saturday night.
You've been
there is news coming from our own Jim Turner,
Yes.
who does our regular show. Or
Air
our
Hamptons with
irregular-
Bridget and Bill
Hamptons.
is.
Here Hamptons with Bridget and Bill.
I
And
hear good
that
things about that show.
Because Patrick is also
from me.
part of the show.
He's doing a benefit this weekend that
Yes.
we're going to hear all about.
For Fighting Chance.
And we're going to talk wine with a water view.
Wines with a Water View with Chimene Visser, who is the beverage director for Honest Man Group, which runs Nick and Tony's,
Town
Line Barbecue,
Coche Commodore,
Coche Commodore, and
La Fundita.
La Fundita. And no, we went on Main Street, Amagansett.
Rowdy Hall.
Rowdy Hall.
Hall.
Ay,
Of course, Rowdy
Cariba. Ay, Cariba. I don't know why I didn't remember.
It's a cartel. They've
It
cornered
is.
the market on every kind of food out here.
Do you know why I'm so fatutz? It's because of the traffic out here. It's like it's.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
This fine arts fair, if I'm calling it the right thing, that we were talking about, is at the Elks Lodge kind of. They
Yeah,
they
in
pitch a tent
Southampton.
there. This is the one last year. Do you remember that was underwater?
Yes, it got
You had to have
flooded out.
a dinghy.
I don't
to go
remember
from-
that.
you
Oh, there
don't?
was
Oh my
flooding
gosh.
last
There
year.
was a flash
There
flood
was
last
a
year.
flash flood right where where it was taking place, right there at the
Yes.
Elks Club.
I did. Hopefully, no artwork got damaged.
No,
I
the
assume.
art
No, I
world
don't
was
think it did.
literally underwater.
Yeah.
But it is back and thriving this weekend, and there was a VIP opening, and there is a Saturday event
Yes,
for.
sponsored by James Lane Post. It's the White Party, and it's taking place at the Fine Arts Fair, right there.
Oh, my invitation must have got lost in the mail.
Oh, I
From
sent
James
you
Lane
one.
Post.
Don't play dumb with me. I sent you an
He
invitation.
doesn't
I
have
didn't
to
get
play
an
dumb. Thanks
Wow.
for all of our
Wow.
sponsors, Canoe
What did
Place
I
Inn
miss
and
while I was
Cottages in
gone?
Hampton Bays.
Do you know how
Fine
long I've
hospitals-
known him?
Fine hospitality since 1697. And by Douglas Here, he'll be quiet for this
Look,
one.
he's trying
And
to-
by Douglas Elliman Real Estate and the Elliman Insider with all the latest trends. More at elliman.com. And by real estate financial expertise of the Melissa Cohn Group and William Raveis Mortgage. Let our family bring you home. More at raveis.com. And finally by, yes, the James Lane Post, covering arts, culture, and lifestyle on the East End. More at jameslanepost.com.
He should do that professionally.
So
I
it was
get it.
Bastille Day this week, and I went to a luncheon in the
going
city.
to
Is that it? What?
No,
at
it's
a
going
new-
to
Is
be
by
July
Bastille.
14th.
July 14th,
Yeah,
correct.
right.
So there was a luncheon that the lovely Jean Shafaroff hosts every year for a bunch of folks in Manhattan. And I believe we have a picture, I guess maybe it's going to be behind me, of me and a special guest, and we were holding our little flags for Bastille Day, and Patrick McLaughlin was there and took
I
the
wasn't
shot.
there.
And there, Patrick McLaughlin, and that's the
Patrick
lovely
McMullen, not
Nicole
Patrick
Miller.
McLaughlin.
So
Ooh.
Nicole, the reason I bring this up,
Très
is that
fromage.
she and Sacre Blows would be the headline. But no, the Nicole and Fern, do you know who Fern Malice
Yeah, of
is?
course.
The great Fern Malice.
Yeah.
They are doing an event Sunday this weekend at Canoe Place Inn, 5:30. Still a few tickets left. I think Spotlight Magazine, another magazine, is
Right,
sponsoring that. They're going to talk all about the latest fashions and what's going on in
Wow.
the fashion world. That is Sunday at Canoe Place Inn.
Why do they call it Canoe Place Inn if there's no canoes?
Well, there used to be.
There used to
Were
be.
there? Oh,
Yeah.
A
okay.
long, long time ago.
Yeah,
Canoe?
Canoe.
Or did they just
Canoe,
give out the
canoe?
cologne?
We've got to rehearse this show. We've got to.
No.
I can't believe it's a show
tunes
either.
in just to see what
It's
might
sad,
go wrong.
but true.
So we're going to talk art with our special guest in just a moment, but I had the chance to go and see this brand new art gallery, and I believe Stephen and I, we can show either one, which first. Stephen and I got into a little bout over one of the pieces of art, but the other one is, there we are. That's Ali, and Stephen and I.
My bet's on Steve if this goes into a bar
He
fight.
took me in a TKO. But the other shot is this famous image that I've always wanted to own. It's got a great backstory. It was a townhouse or an apartment building in New York that I believe was demolished the next day.
Really?
And the photographer went over there and took this iconic shot of all these models
Oh, I
in the
love
windows
that.
with the Bentley or Rolls Royce out front. You never know until you look at the grill. And so there's a special event coming up about that. In the meantime,
Looks like you're holding it on your back, Bill. That's very
I've
impressive.
got the whole world in my hands. Listen, it's all about the weather this weekend. While I
Yes.
do that, you guys go over and have a nice chat about the art world with Stephen. It is Friday. If you're watching this live, we appreciate it. Throw the graphic up. Humidity. It is.
Is
a
the cloud crying today?
humid weekend this weekend.
Yes.
89% today, 82% on Saturday, and 75% on Sunday. But look at those highs and lows. I mean, actually 79, 80, and 83 are going to feel pretty good after the week we just had, which was a scorcher. The days are just starting to get a little shorter, but they're still long. Sun's up on Saturday at 5:29, sets at 8:20. And Sunday up at 5:30, sets at 8:20. The UV index is the thing to be careful about. 7 on Saturday, 9 on Sunday. And that's a look at the weather. We'll have more in a moment. But first, let's send it over to you guys and let's hear all about what's happening in the art world.
Well, thank you, Mr. McCuddy.
Thank you.
Can I ask one question? Why do our clouds have a Fu Manchu mustache? I don't know.
I don't know.
Because Salvador Dali is coming to the gallery on August 16th
No
and 17th.
way!
Get
Talk
out.
about spontaneous transitions. Oh, look at Bill. He's like, oh, wow. They just,
Well,
they
it's-
just hit it out of the park.
It's great to have
Steve
on
Hartman.
from the Contessa Gallery. And we've got lots of things we wanted to talk to you about. But I want to ask a question, really, which is there are a lot of galleries out here. Some of them are truly inspired. What do you do to differentiate yourself from the other galleries?
Well, we've been doing the art fairs here in the Hamptons for 16 years and art fairs in Miami, Palm Beach, and New York for 19 years. And we've built a pretty massive clientele in the Hamptons, Westchester, New York, Greenwich, Connecticut, and the tri-state region. So it was a perfect fit for us with a lot of our clients living in Palm Beach and Miami in the winters. Now they can visit us here in the summers.
Right. And you're in a new space this year from last year.
New space, we loved our old space, and when the opportunity came up to take over the 7,000 square foot Hauser and Wirth building next to the cheese shop and get onto Main Street, it was a really great opportunity for us and our collectors to see art in a much more favorable number of walls and lights and a way to see the art in a different way.
So when you need cheese for the next art opening, it's right there.
It's right there.
Sure. Oh my
It's a great
God.
The cheese shop and the art shop.
Oh my
That's
God. There
Could
you
they go together like art and cheese?
I know, but that.
Like, yes.
Art and cheese.
So there is the Hamptons Fine Art Fair this weekend, but what
Mm-hmm.
other art fairs are around that you participate in?
That's the last one standing in the
Right.
Hamptons,
Yeah.
but we are the largest exhibitor at every fair that we do.
Oh, really?
At Art Miami, we have 3 booths and 2,500 square feet, which are both show records. So wherever we go,
Mm-hmm.
we do the biggest presentation, and very happy to be in the Hamptons now, full-time, year-round.
Yeah. That's
When you say
great.
Art Miami, is this the same as Art Basel or is this a different show?
It's a different show. Those are the 2 main shows in the largest art fair weekend of the year. There'll be more private jets that weekend in Miami than the rest of the year combined.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
well because
Do you want to take
did-
mine or your private jet to Miami?
Yeah, right. But I've been down there obviously because of Eric's profession. My husband's an art mover, and we went down and there's like 40 different art shows that week. So you can just go and it's just like you throw a brick out the window, you hit an artist. We hope. I'm kidding. But anyway, I think that's really great. And
We want to ask Steve
the
about what
news-
events are
Oh
coming
yeah,
up.
you guys have events coming up.
Yeah, we have a very serious programming this season. We will have some curator-led talks. We have some major artists coming and some shows.
Not Salvador Dali.
Well, we
If
have
he brought him around, that would be really
cool.
impressive.
No, anyway, go ahead.
we have
sorry.
one of the leading experts on Salvador Dali that will be coming in,
Oh,
and
great.
we'll have a very substantial body of work, including originals, tapestries, and limited edition works that are hand colored. And that'll be August 16th and 17th
Okay.
and the 18th. And we have Harry Benson, who is now 93 years old and
Wow.
a treasure. He flew over on the plane with the Beatles for their first tour of America, and we'll be doing it in collaboration with the Southampton Arts Center, which will be doing a lot of different things with them throughout the year.
Right.
And we're really proud of the little corner triangle culture hub that's forming now between us, the Peter Marino Foundation, and the Southampton Arts Center.
That's wonderful.
But the art scene actually here is not just for the summer. It's not just for
Right.
summer anymore.
Yeah, we decided that we will be open nearly year-round. We will have a full schedule through October, shorten it up a little bit through the end of the year, and then on weekends until April, when we'll start a full schedule again.
Now, where do you like living better? Miami or here, Steve?
I live in Miami, Palm Beach, and here, and honestly, I do love them all. I like warm weather. Growing up in Cleveland, I think I am done with the cold for the rest of my life.
Sure. Well, it's been great to have you, Steve Hartman from the Contessa Gallery. They've got the show, they have a whole bunch of events going on. They've got the Salvador Dali, August 16th.
Hello,
to
Dali.
I know, I said Dali. I was like,
Yeah.
I meant Dali.
Yeah.
And
What's your website, Steve, if people want to look at
Yes.
you
It's
online?
ContessaGallery.com, and
ContessaGallery.com.
we are open 11 to 9 daily and might even be open on weekends from 9 till 11 at night. So we are staying open with the restaurants and giving
Great.
people an amazing amenity to see great
people
art.
can feed their stomachs and feed their brains and eyes. So
Steve,
thank you so much.
Always have some. Steve's awesome.
Yes.
This is his second year in a row doing the show, and we thank you.
Very
Thank you.
grateful.
And the
Thanks.
best dressed guy on the show.
You are. Well, now we are going to go to a trailer for the film Fly Me to the Moon.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Nicole. Miss, you're on fire.
Very original. No, I do not want to stop, drop, and roll with you.
No, your book is on fire.
Oh my God.
Alcohol and flames, they like each other. Cold Davis.
Kelly Jones.
Public support for the moon mission is rock bottom.
Every day, something is breaking. And we're dead. Again. Yeah, or blowing up.
The space program is a bloated mess.
NASA needs a marketing specialist, and you are the very best.
Excuse me? What are you doing here?
I tracked you down because I felt we had a connection.
What?
I'm joking. I work here now to sell the moon.
NASA's not something that you sell with a jingle and a slogan.
When I'm done, those men are going to be bigger than the Beatles.
Who is that?
For me, this is very personal.
He's got my name.
You told me that your guys don't do interviews, so I had to hire new guys.
I'm here for the casting. Who's he?
You're a juicy part.
60 missions in Korea.
I flew 52 missions in Korea.
I flew 52 missions in Korea. How's that?
What?
The whole world will be watching. We can't afford to lose to the Russians. We need to shoot the backup version of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it?
No one can ever know what we're doing.
I cannot accept that.
They will shoot you.
What is my budget?
Oh, boy.
I know a lot more about the moon than I know about you.
Give me go, no go for launch. If you fake this mission, every single thing that we have sacrificed will have been for nothing.
You know you couldn't have made it to this day without me.
4, 3, 2, 1.
My Armstrong is a whiny little witch we have to recast.
I think we should have gotten Kubrick.
Yeah. I think you can
It
tell
looks
from that
great.
trailer. It's a very funny movie, and I have seen it, but she gets all the laughs. She gets all the poor Channing
ScoJo?
Tatum. Yeah. Amagain's its own. And her husband, Colin Jost, is in the movie this long, kind of in the dark. He plays a senator. Kind of a wasted cameo, as is Ray Romano. However, it's a very funny premise. What if they had to fake the moon landing because the real one didn't happen? It's not the complete kind of theories that
It's
people have said
Capricorn
that it
1,
never
but with
happened.
comedy.
It's what if something bad happened to the real one? We'd have this good thing to anyway. you
Remember
gotta go see
Capricorn
it.
1, the
I
movie
do.
from back?
I do.
Elliot Gould, James Brolin, and Sam Waterston. Wasn't it a good memory?
Wasn't OJ also in that?
No. Oh, maybe he was.
Yeah,
Maybe
OJ's
OJ
one
was
that
in
I
that
think-
too. Anyway, but it's playing where? Where's
There's a
it?
moment. Yeah,
Where's
sorry,
climbing
the
into the
Regal,
plane?
Regal East Hampton, also with Despicable Me 4. And if you want over this weekend to go see something at the SAG Cinema, Maxine with 3 X's is there. Don't bring the kids. A Quiet Place Day 1, and the difficult to sit through Kinds of Kindness.
Do they even make XXX movies anymore?
This fills up, Maxine with 3 X's fills out a trilogy, I believe, with another movie called Pearl. And about some people making a porn movie down south in a barn, and the people who own the house don't like that. It's based on a Hamptons true story. Okay, so tell us who's joining us now.
Well, here joining us
Think
now,
of something we can enjoy sitting through.
Beverage Director from the Honest Man Group, Chimene Visser,
Hi.
joins us today to talk a little bit about wines with a water view. But before we get to that, we were all chatting, and if people watch this show, doubtful, but if they did, a couple weeks ago I was talking about a certain restaurant I went to where I ordered a glass of Sancerre, and I said, I didn't ask the price, shame on me, but it was $49 a glass, which to me seems insane.
Which I don't think I can recover from that piece of information. But what I can say is this is a challenging space because in fine dining restaurants, you're kind of instructed not to say prices. Like if you had a plateau of seafood and you tell your guests about the plateau of seafood, it kind of rings cheapy to then say at the end of it, and that's $300, you know.
Right.
So by the same token, like if you're verbaling things at the table, or if it's obvious the guest hasn't looked at the menu, they're just knowing that there's Sancerre being poured by the glass. You know, it's a tough spot to be in because you don't want to say to the guest, well, it's $49, sir.
Right.
At the same time, there should not be a $49 glass of wine on the menu, period, full
He
stop.
explained that it was from some special wine list or some by-the-glass thing that
It still doesn't have to cost $49. I mean, if you look at the entire spectrum of Sancerre, the most special Sancerre that you can't even get, much less sell by the bottle on a bottle list, to there's not even really Planck. It's expensive. It's an expensive region to make wine from. That math doesn't net out.
It doesn't.
It doesn't need to be that.
And then, well, you're talking tax and tip on top of that. That's like a $55 glass of wine.
Like pour white Burgundy, pour like a Grand Cru Chablis, you know, something like that has more cachet and is justifiable. It's not just don't pick the most popular white wine pour in the Hamptons and then put that on your special menu.
Right.
That's all. It feels like a zinger to me.
You know, and then another thing is I went to Speedway the other day and they have a very high corkage fee. I ordered a hot dog
We
and
could
one
have
of those little
two
twisted pretzels.
shows on corkage. We are not going to talk about corkage.
He didn't go to the pump it himself.
It was the Speedway in Wainscott, $50 cork.
Coming off the ledge.
Anyway.
So tell us about Wines with a Water View.
So Wines with a Water View is kind of has been the summer of 2024 private event topic. I've been teaching little classes, like tasting events that have like a little class aspect to them on the side, where it's a gathering of people. Sometimes they tack it on to a sit down dinner or a beach bonfire. I did a sunset at Long Beach, and we did Wines for a Water View. And the wines I chose are actually regions throughout the world that also have a water view. So seascape regions, right, that go with our food, the food that we serve here, very similar styles of food being served in those regions. So in this case, and I pulled one of my favorite producers, in this case we have Cassis, which is in Provence, but it's not just as broad as saying the Côte de Provence. So this is a rosé from within Provence, but something more specific. Cassis is this incredible hilltop seascape with views of the Mediterranean. The vineyards are some of the closest to saltwater that there are in the world. And this is Domaine de Bagnon, which is a biodynamic organic producer. So
we're going to talk about that in a second.
We're going
but
to talk about
first,
that.
Is this the most popular wine in the Hamptons in the summer?
Rosé?
Whatever.
Provençal
whoever
rosé.
Makes it. Yeah. Provençal.
Provençal rosé, I'm going to say, is yes, and then all its imitators. Let's say it that way, right? So Provençal rosé is like the king, and is the OG, and then the entire world of wine, and I mean this, the whole world of wine is has copied that style. So the Greeks tried to make their rosés taste more Provençal. Right? Like everyone was like, this is the key to success. So even though we have our own terroir, we have our own indigenous grapes, we're going to do something with maybe the way the wine is colored. We're going to give it less skin contact. We won't let it be this vibrant red that we used to produce in our rosés. We're going to take it back and make it this pale, limpid thing, because people wrongly assume that was a qualitative thing, that the lighter your rosé, the higher quality.
Summer in a Bottle, Wolfer's biggest selling single wine. Doesn't grow all those grapes out here, does it? Some are from Argentina, or some of them from France, or some are from...
So they actually have multiple summers. So I feel like they have multiple summers in a bottle, because legally there's a lot of loopholes. I mean, there's a lot of...
It has to be summer.
Hoops to jump through. So they make one that is Long Island or New York, and then they have their finca in Argentina and et cetera.
They do have a French summer in a bottle, I do know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have different varying
They wanted
levels.
to get there too, even though they were highly popular.
So a Pinot Noir? And
So yeah,
Well,
so then
go in order.
this guy. So I wanted to bring two wines from Bisson. This is one of my favorite producers in Italy. So this says Portofino right there on the bottle. Again, we're talking like grilled whole fish, which is exactly what we serve this with at Nick and Tony's. This is one of our by the glass choices at Nick and Tony's.
So you mentioned Nick and Tony's. Are all of these sold at all of your restaurants, or not necessarily?
Most of them, yeah, actually, well, all of them will be. You can see the label there on the Kaganis, the white has spent some time in our cellar. So that's a by the bottle offering. That's that has all the allowable grapes, white grapes, in that region of Provence in one vineyard. So it's like a field blend. It's delicious, really beautiful.
So if this were by the glass.
That is by the glass, $19.
$19. Is this offered by the glass?
That's offered by the bottle, and I don't think it's too expensive. I want to say it's less than 80. Less than 80.
Terrific. And do we know what this?
That's 18 by the glass. And again, this is an organic producer, so there's no spraying, there's no herbicides, pesticides.
Now, is it true that most of the organic wines, they don't leave you with a hangover? That's what I always hear.
So, I mean, much is being done in the vineyard to combat actually global warming. Everybody has to step up their farming practices to get their end product to be able to thrive in this warmer world. And so it is in actually response to that so many more farmers throughout even the oldest world's wine regions are stepping into organics and biodynamic farming. And it absolutely makes a difference. But there are many components, and it's not just this idea of like sulfites. I'm allergic to sulfites. I can't have sulfites, because those are naturally occurring in every single bottle of wine.
Mrs. McCuddy won't drink anything from California because she says the Roundup pesticide will fall off into the organic vineyards.
Third generation
Like-
Angelino right here.
You think
California
she's right?
native.
Is
She's
she, once
absolutely
again,
right.
Mrs. McCuddy is right.
She's absolutely right. And it's, you know, so this just touches on, and I talk about this, I feel like I was on the show before and I might have brought this up because this is a recurring theme. And it's something that happens in the Hamptons. It's something that happens to like high net worth individuals. I feel like I call it eating clean and drinking dirty. And what it is you have a private chef and you send them around the world to all of the farm stands and the this and the that, and it must be all organics, and that we don't use plastic in the kitchen, it must be all glass. There's like the ends of the earth on it.
Right.
And then you go to the bar in the dining room of that house, billionaire's house, and it's Tito's and it's Casamigos and it's Don Julio 1942 and all the biggest brands that are just mass produced junk.
Really?
Like junk.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and it's because brands, it's because
George
marketing.
Clooney's misleading us?
Marketing. Billionaires.
Who would have
If a billionaire owns something, they don't have to farm like the rest of us do.
Well, I always thought it had a lot to do with how much you drank of the wine, how bad
So
the
it
hangover
actually
is.
has way more to do with the scale. I talk about scale all the time. So these are all small scale producers. The smaller the scale, even if there's nothing on the bottle indicating that it's organic or biodynamic, the less possible it is for them to have all the bells and whistles and spray and this and that and whatever to engineer their wine. So the smaller scale producers that you can find, the cleaner the end product will likely be.
Biodynamic. I've never heard that word before used.
Biodynamic is like organic on steroids.
Okay.
So it's like with a little woo on the side that we don't probably have time to talk
So
about.
what does this go for?
This is you
Here.
guys, this is the hottest category. Like even
Even
our
Here, pan them to me
general-
because they're showing up better here. So
Like-
this is
chilled red is what we're talking about here.
chilled red.
I
Don't
like chilled red.
No,
You do?
no, you don't. You haven't had some good chilled red yet. So what you want is low
I
alcohol.
will give you that some room temperatures out, can be like 90 degrees. and that's
This
cooking
solves a
your
big
wine.
problem that Americans have. We serve our reds too warm and we serve our whites and our rosés and our champagnes too cold. So
Right.
this actually affords you an opportunity to taste these beautiful, again, small production,
So this is
random. This is from Liguria. That is Rossese. It is an indigenous grape from Italy. And what these have in common, this is French, this is Pinot Noir from the land of Sancerre,
Right.
a glass of this.
is I think 17 or 18.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Reasonable. Reasonable.
Where
Here's the
our
other.
Nick and Tony's prices are the lowest by the glass prices out here. They really are, and I'm not bragging. I'm just stating a
Here's
fact.
the Pinot.
And the Pinot Noir, this is a producer that I love from Roué is how you say it. And you want a thin-skinned grape. So that's like a lighter skinned grape, a low alcohol producing region. So that tends to need to be like a cooler climate region is gonna produce lower alcohol wines. And they are just chuggable, like we call them.
Chuggable.
We call them gluggable. In my
Kids,
industry,
don't
we say
try this at
gluggable.
So it's not like Mad Dog 2020.
No, they're like super mellow, quaffable, low alcohol, don't give you a headache, don't give you a hangover wines. And you could choose them, like at Nick and Tony's, you have them with the fried zucchini before you even go into dinner.
The best fried zucchini in all day.
True that.
Most expensive glass of wine at Nick and Tony's.
$28 Barolo, Nebbiolo from Barolo, which most people can't, don't pour by the glass because it ends up being too expensive.
Nebbiolo is a really, really good.
And our champagne by the glass price is $24. That's lower by, most everybody starts with a 3 at this point if they're pouring.
Well,
That's pretty incredible.
We don't turn into the QVC on this show.
No, totes.
But
No, I get it.
We are thrilled to learn about these, and off of his story about
Chilled
the
red.
$49 glass of Sancerre, we're coming to Nick and Tony's, or what are the other?
Rowdy Hall.
Yeah.
Rowdy Hall has 20 wines all poured, so that's 5 whites, 5 reds, 5 rosés, 5 bubbles, all poured. So you can have half
Great.
glasses, full glasses, bottles.
Terrific.
Coche Commodore, Town Line Barbecue has some couple kegged wines, and La Fondita.
Terrific. Hey, thank you so much for
Chimene
joining.
Visser.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank
Thanks
Yay.
for coming in. Hey, there's another big thing going on with a real friend of this show and the other show we do called Air Hamptons with Bridget and Bill. It's my fourth show today, folks. Give me a break.
Was it?
So I did 2 radio things this morning. So
Oh.
anyway, but who's bragging? Oh, I guess I am. Anyway, listen, let's send it back over to, we're gonna go
Miss
drink
LeRoy.
all this.
Yes.
And let's send it back over to Bridget, who has a very special guest.
I do. Thank you, Bill and Patrick. And that was great to have Chimene on the show and learn all of that about wine and about biodynamic and regenerative farming. I have with me here Jim Turner, who is our one-man band on Air Hamptons. And Jim, you have a big event going on this weekend.
Yeah, tomorrow at the Maidstone Tennis Club, which is affiliated with the Maidstone Club. My band, Jim Turner Band, is playing for a benefit for Fighting Chance.
Which is the
tomorrow.
cancer
Yeah,
for people who are...
It's this incredibly generous, empathetic, compassionate group that helps people with cancer.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
wonderful.
it's tomorrow at the Maidstone Club. It's on the website is fightingchance.org. It's from 6 to 8 right there by those wonderful grass tennis courts.
Wonderful. Well, Jim, do you want to join me in reading about this weekend's weather?
I do.
Oh, good.
Because you know I'm biodynamic.
You are biodynamic and organic. He completely is. So
Just
today,
dynamic.
yeah, he's dynamic. So the rest of Friday is rainy, high of 79, low of 72, with the humidity of 89%. Sun was up at 5:28 this morning, if it's still Friday, and it sets at 8:21 p.m. Peak UV index is a 6. Can you read us for tomorrow?
Saturday, rainy. How nice. I will need cooling. High 80, low 70, humidity 82%. Sun's up at 5:29 a.m. and sets at 8:20 p.m. UV index during the day is magic 7.
Oh, there you go. Well, but the best day of the weekend, and I actually don't like to ascribe best
No.
or worst
No,
to
you
weather.
shouldn't
It's all
compare.
good.
No,
It's
no.
weather. As long as we're not, having an earthquake, it's pretty
all good.
But Sunday is going to be Sunday, high 83, low 69, humidity 75%. Sun rises at 5:30 in the morning and sets at 8:20 p.m. UV index during the day is 9.
Oh, yeah, cool. Bring
Yeah,
it
got to
on.
put on your SPFs.
Oh, man, bathe.
So thank you very much, Jim Turner, for coming in and talking to us about Fighting Chance.
Bridget, thanks
and
so much.
See you at our next show.
God bless you, my friends.
Thank
Good
you,
job,
thank
Billy.
you. And
Good
we're
job,
gonna-
Patrick.
This is Patrick.
I'm the other
Bill,
guy.
yeah, and
No, isn't that President Putin?
This just
oh my gosh, you're funny, and Vice President Trump. Yes, and thank you. We're going to go over to our real estate roundtable now.
Hi, Los Angeles. Hi, Mom.
Okay, thanks, Jim Turner. There we
Very
go.
good.
Oh, Sarah Alverez and Jackie Dunphy join us again. Hi,
Mom.
Jim.
Hi,
Good to
Los
see you.
Angeles.
And by the way, in the Hamptons, it's always about the weather, the food, and the booze, and real estate.
real
So we already got the weather out of the way. We got the food and the booze out of the way. So let's talk real estate.
Real estate, we are here to do that.
We got advance word, Sarah. What's going on that maybe interest rates might be coming down?
Well, I wouldn't want to jinx it, but we actually did get great news yesterday. We actually got the inflation numbers, and for the first time since the pandemic started, we actually saw that prices came down.
So what are you supposed to do not
It
to
was by
jinx it?
0.1%.
Cross the line and
so
spit?
we still have a little ways to go, but that's definitely great news in terms of the Fed's outlook. The way they're talking about it is that everybody's really confident. The market actually says that there's a 90% go that the Fed will do their first rate cut in September.
That's like having a baby. I mean, this is really celebratory.
We do. We have a meeting in July. Nobody really expects any activity, but we'll be once again looking just to see what they say. And I think as long as everything continues sort of on this path, that we'll have some good news at the end of that. But what I think we were going to talk about today was getting ready, because when rates come down, there are a lot of people coming back in the market.
Yes, there are.
Jackie, it's been a little bit slow, a little bit sluggish this year, right?
It has, very sluggish, but you know what's incredible is the high end continues to fly off the shelves. Anything like over 8 million, I'm sorry to say it's only cash, but I think those people, when rates go down, they will start putting
finance.
mortgages. They
Well,
will
as
finance.
a reminder too, a lot of those people actually do technical refis post-closing, and we're happy to help with those.
That's
so.
exactly it. Yeah.
So when these rates start coming down, you're going to be inundated with requests and applications. What do people need to do now to get ready for this?
Totally. I think one of the big things is going to be having all of your ducks in a row, making sure that you as a buyer are prepared. Gone are the days when I think you can go home from an open house and say, we'll get back to you next week. Once it gets busy, you're going to have to be prepared to act quickly. And that means just being very clear about what you qualify for if you're going to be borrowing. And I think having a conversation with your real estate agent about what your true top is in terms of where you're making offers, so that you can be ready for potentially competitive situations.
Yep.
So when it does get busy, Jackie, what are you gonna tell your customers and clients what they need to do?
Well, I'm going to tell my clients, get your updated certificate of occupancy.
Clients or
because
sellers?
Clients or sellers, clients or
Clients.
sellers, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, I don't know.
And
I
then
don't know the
customers, and you
jargon.
have buyers, let's say buyers to oversimplify it, what are you telling your buyers now to get?
Talk to your mortgage broker, Sarah.
Sarah at WilliamRaveisMortgage.com.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I think it's super important that whenever they're speaking with their mortgage professional, that conversation also reflect the difference between the bank that maybe is going to have the best rate and the bank that's going to move the most quickly, and just be clear on what your priorities are, because obviously the banks with the best rates tend to be busier. We just have to keep sort of all of those in mind in terms of where we're directing the loans.
Well, there are tricks also to help you get the best rate. One thing I want to ask you is I was always told that every time you do a credit inquiry, it affects your credit score. Is that true?
We could do a whole episode on credit. I would say the easiest way to look at credit is that a lot of mortgage companies now have the ability to do a soft credit pull, which is going to have no impact on your credit whatsoever until you're really ready to move forward.
Right.
In terms of the impact of a credit inquiry, somebody who has a more limited credit profile, if you're younger, newer to the States, an inquiry can have more of an impact. For most people, it might pull your score down by a few points. That being said, when you're doing an inquiry for a mortgage, that's separate than if you're inquiring about a car loan or a new credit card. If you start applying for all of those at the same time, that's going to maybe have a real impact. So that would actually be one of my other tips in terms of getting ready, which is don't open other credit lines.
So other than COs getting them ready, what else can a homeowner do as they're getting their house ready to sell, Jack?
Well, I think just prep it, be prepared and price it correctly. Gone are the days of listing high and, people bidding. You have to be right at market value and listen to your broker, and they will give you a whole market analysis of where your house should be listed at.
Well, speaking of houses, we have a couple open houses we can talk about right now that we have. They're going on this weekend, and this first one is 37 Shaw Road. This is currently listed at $7.9 million. It's look at that view. Isn't that pretty? That's in Sag Harbor. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and it's on a little more, 0.68 of an acre. But I gotta tell you, the views
There's some
of,
nice wines with water there.
oh my God.
Yeah, oh my
Wines
God,
with
yes,
water
wines
is the
with
key
water.
there, about 2,300 square feet. And if you wanna take a look at that, they're gonna be there Sunday from 10:30 to 12 p.m. But there's something nice about having a beach. And listen, bay beaches are affordable. I mean, this is certainly not for all of all consumers at 7.9 million. But you compare this to an oceanfront, Jackie, which entry level on oceanfront, what would you say now is?
Oh, is at least 25 million?
That's what I would say, 25 million.
25 million.
All right, next up, we have 2538 Noyac Road in Sag Harbor. And they're having an open house this Saturday from 11 to 1 and 1:30 to 3 p.m. And this is 5-bedroom, 6.5 bath, new construction on 1.9 acres. And
Does the car come with it?
look at the family. Does the family come with it?
Come with it.
Oh my gosh.
It's sold yesterday. They're moving in.
A
You know-
man bun.
And this is from the Sirhan Group. I've never seen people actually put people into video tours like that.
Quite interesting.
I find it interesting, but new construction, Noyac Road, it's in Sag Harbor. Once again, 2 open houses Saturday from 11 to 1, then 1:30 to 3 p.m., which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we have one more we're gonna take a look at, and this is also in Sag Harbor. This is 86 Pine Street. And this is a 4-bedroom, 5.5 bath on 0.2 of an acre, which is not a huge lot, but they have 4,500 square feet there.
They packed a lot in.
They packed a lot there. Look at that, nice little dipping pool. That's a key. They call them dipping pools, right?
Dipping pools.
Or plunge pools. Plunge pools. Anyway, 4-bedroom, 5.5 bath, and they're having an open house Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. And there's something really nice about these video tours. They make life so much easier for brokers.
They do, I agree.
And
I
it's
totally
sort of,
agree.
you have some people, they can just look online and they don't have to necessarily come to the open house. They can then decide if they find it's worth their visit. So
Exactly right.
anyway, guys, thanks for being here for this week's Real Estate
Thank you so
Roundtable.
much, Patrick, as usual.
gonna
Thank you,
toss it
Bill.
to-
Thank you, Bridget.
To the B&B.
Pleasure. Can I ask you guys a question though? It doesn't.
No.
It can just
No.
be. You don't have to see me. Are any of you watching the Sirhan Netflix show called Owning Manhattan?
No.
I've heard it's great.
I've heard it's really good.
No, it's called Owning Manhattan. And I have to tell you, I don't like sort of recommend things just off the and
Those shows
your
tend to
cuff?
be very entertaining and
show,
very
well,
good.
it's very much like
He's very
the things
personable.
you've seen selling New York or Manhattan for $1 million or any of those. But Ryan Sirhan is extremely invested in this company because it's his, and he's he's not one of these ivory tower guys that goes out and sell everything. He goes on the listings. He shows up at open houses, and I've been really impressed with this television show. Dropped just last week on, or about 10 days ago now, on
Well, did you hear what
on
happened with him?
Netflix.
Why that happened? Because at the beginning he was trying to be all kind of like Gordon Ramsay and everything, and a woman walked up to him in a store and said, "Why aren't you nice?" And he thought about it, and he decided to be nice. That's really what happened. So
is that going to happen to me on this phone?
I hope not. You're much funnier when you're not nice. Okay. But anyway, so yes, talk about our sponsors.
Well, if
McCuddy.
you've just joined us, this is a little something called Weekend Live the Hamptons. Now, some sensational things we've learned so far. 3 open houses, one of which I want to buy myself.
Which one?
The one on the water is really cool. I don't know where in
I like
Sag
the
Harbor
dipping
that is.
pool.
Yes, the dipping pool is the thing this summer. Everybody, my friend Nathaniel Kramer has one in Palm Beach and has one up here, and he swears by it. 60 degrees or lower, no thank you. But you can get an inflatable one for $200.
Just fill it with ice.
Want to thank our sponsors,
From
Canoe
Brent's.
Place Inn and Cottages in Hampton Bays, fine hospitality since 1697. More at canoeplace.com. And by
Douglas Elliman Real Estate and the Elliman Insider with all the latest trends. More at elliman.com.
and by the real estate financial expertise. You just saw a demonstration of that from the Melissa Cohn Group and the William Raveis Mortgage. Let our family bring your family home. More at raveis.com.
And by the James Lane Post, covering arts, culture, and lifestyle on the East End. More at jameslanepost.com.
All right, let's throw up the weather again because they always want to know what's going on this weekend. All weekend long, it is mostly humid. That is the headline here.
Sure is.
And we can look forward to more of it all weekend long. 82% on Saturday, 75% on Sunday. That UV index high on Sunday, that's a problem. And rainy on Saturday, sunny on Sunday. So we showed you a great movie that's here called Fly Me to the Moon.
That looks really fun.
It's a load of fun, and we can widen out now and bring our
I'm
buddy. There
back.
he is.
Yay.
Are we, by the way, Patrick, are we looking at a little piece of Sag Harbor behind us? Is that
Let me
some
see.
of where the
Yeah, I think so.
maybe?
I
don't
think
know.
so.
Good
I think
acting.
that's where one of those houses was.
Hi, guys.
Anyway,
So what else? We have some tag sales going on this weekend.
Yeah, we
that sounds pretty exciting.
we do everything on this show.
I know we do. Well, we try to
We're as
bring
stunned as
everything
you
from
are.
the $8 million houses to the tag sales.
So if you can't go or afford one of the open houses, you can go to one
can
of the
buy their
houses
stuff.
before.
Can I tell
before
you,
it becomes up
there's
for
something
sale.
to be said for that. There are a lot of people will buy houses out here, furnished, right?
Yeah.
Furnished. They move in, they're like, don't like it, I'm going to bring my designer in. And then they end up selling this furniture.
Oh, it's really good
and
stuff.
it's brand new stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And it's
Well, we
mean,
had
this-
your buddy on that.
Yeah, Vince Manzo, who
yeah.
he used to
Runs
run
the
yard
store.
sale.
I would
and-
say I am not embarrassed to say that we redid a bathroom completely with stuff from like finding at yard sales out here, tag sales. Like even the toilet itself and the sink and
What's
everything.
Colette up to? 44, 45 stores? It's like crazy.
Oh my
It's
God,
it's
she has
an
a million
aftermarket.
stores.
Yeah.
So it's a really good deal to get if you want to furnish your
Tell
house
us about
like
a tag
Hamptons
sale.
person. Well, there's one in Southampton this weekend at 65 Wiltshire Street. Various items include clothing, furniture, decoy, and hunting items. That'll be fun. Odds and ends. That's Saturday, July 13th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. 65 Wiltshire Street in Southampton. And there's a couple of others. Did you want to
Hampton
take one?
Bays? Yeah, they've
Hampton
got
Bays,
fishing
fishing
gear.
gear,
I love to
tackle,
fish.
housewares.
You see
lots
me
of
out there on that It's a beach almost weekly.
And that's 45 Nautilus Drive, also on Saturday. And that starts at 9 a.m. right off Springfield.
Also this weekend, reggae. Reggae all weekend at the clubhouse.
Ooh, that's great.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
MRR, the reggae band, and it is the Hamptons Reggae Festival for Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
so
that sounds great.
Stop
That's
by that.
Clubhouse right around the corner from here.
Yeah.
Got a lot of fun things going on. I got free yoga at Main Beach, which is at 8:30 a.m. on Saturday.
All right.
And Sunday's Farmers Market at Herrick Park in East Hampton from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Everything you could possibly want, all fresh, all delicious, lots of
almost
local
too much
vendors.
Hamptons.
Too much Hamptons, and then you go to the reggae.
And then the East Hampton
Historical Society,
Oh, yeah,
is
they're
having a big
thing.
event this weekend. It's their 18th annual Antiques and Design Show.
Which is amazing. If you've not been, go. The antique show is amazing.
Isn't it a SOFO event this weekend, too?
The South Fork?
Yeah, South Fork Historical Society.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think so.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
there's
go.
so much going on.
I just added up, if you went from all of these things from one to the other, it would take 3.5 days. So,
Well, just because of the traffic alone.
Oh,
Also,
the
I will say
traffic,
at
yes.
Baker House, our friend Antonella Bertello is having a sip and shop on Sunday.
oh, that's right. That's this weekend. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So
That's a huge event.
much
They
going
bring vendors to this backyard. If you haven't been to Baker House, it's beautiful.
It's
you think you're in you think you're in the Cotswolds. I
Yeah,
would
it
say.
is. It is very much
It's
like
very
that.
pretty
Beautiful.
green
William
colored-
Morris
yeah.
furnishings and wallpaper and all of that.
And all these people bring stuff, and you can sip a little. It's called Sip and Shop because there's a little champagne.
Little vino.
I think, and
Yeah, that's great. When's that, Sunday?
that's all
Sunday.
this. Yeah.
She was originally scheduled for Saturday, but tomorrow doesn't look so hot, so
Yeah,
they moved
yeah,
it
yeah.
to Sunday.
Oh, great.
There we
Oh,
go.
there's so much going on.
What else is going on movie-wise, Bill? Is there anything else going on?
No, but if you just joined us, one of the best movies of the summer is opening as a comedy, as light fare. Let's go and take another look at the fabulous trailer for Fly Me to the Moon, starring Amaganson's own Scarlett Johansson.
Amagansons?
Amagansons.
What did I say?
Amagansons.
Whatever that you're doing,
Amagansson.
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 It sounds like a
Groucho
Groucho song. Amagansson. All right, yeah.
Go to the videotape.
Please, get me out.
Hey, Joe. Here you go. Miss, you're on fire.
It's very original. No, I do not want to stop, drop, and roll with you.
No, your book is on fire.
Oh my God.
Alcohol and flames, they like each other. Cold days.
Kelly Jones.
Public support for the moon mission is rock bottom.
Every day, something is breaking. And we're dead. Again. Yeah, or blowing up.
The space program is a bloated mess.
NASA needs a marketing specialist, and you are the very best.
Excuse me? What are you doing here?
I tracked you down because I felt we had a connection.
What?
I'm joking. I work here now to sell the moon.
NASA's not something that you sell with a jingle and a slogan.
When I'm done, those men are going to be bigger than the Beatles.
Who is that?
For me, this is very personal.
He's got my name.
You told me that your guys don't do interviews, so I had to hire new guys.
I'm here for the casting. Who's he?
You're a juicy part.
60 missions in Korea. I flew 52 missions in Korea. I flew 52 missions in Korea. How's that? What?
The whole world will be watching. We can't afford to lose to the Russians. We need to shoot the backup version of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it? No one can ever know what we're doing.
I cannot accept that.
They will shoot you.
What is my budget?
Oh, boy.
I know a lot more about the moon than I know about you. Give me go, no go for launch. If you fake this mission, every single thing that we have sacrificed will have been for nothing.
You know you couldn't have made it to this day without me.
4, 3, 2, 1.
My Armstrong is a whiny little witch we have to recast.
I think we should have gotten Kubrick.
No one can ever know what you're doing. That's this show.
Absolutely.
That's
Never,
Weekend Live, the
never
Hamptons Now.
know what we're doing ever. But we cover very well, or
Well,
not.
sometimes. This
Sometimes.
happens at a place called LTV and then is broadcast around 3 or 4 zip codes. And we are here at
And
the
on
good
YouTube.
graces of
Yes.
this next gentleman,
Yes,
Michael
he is
Clark.
the executive director.
Yes, I am.
She
This is
said
true.
with a slight
This
question mark at the end.
Yes.
Who the hell are you, Michael
Yeah,
Clark?
If you've
What do you do
watched
here?
this show and said, who can we blame? This is the
This
man.
is the guy.
This is the guy right here.
It's all his fault.
So they're doing a really fun thing here all summer long, and it's called the Hamptons Songbook.
Hampton Summer Songbook, that is correct.
We've had some of the guests before,
Yes.
and the big get this weekend is one of our favorite actresses, is on almost every Law and Order you've ever seen, and she's been in a tremendous number of shows, including recently, she was in Funny Girl.
You mean,
On Broadway.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Broadway,
she's
yeah.
also Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. She plays the mom.
Yeah.
She's hilarious. I mean, she's just been on so much.
We were talking about
Tova Felcher.
the great Tova Felcher.
And she's going to be here with a show. What is it called? Aging. God.
Yeah,
I forgot what
it's, yeah,
No, it's-
yeah, the cabaret shows always have these very long names, but
Right.
yeah.
But she's
it's-
been taking this show around. This is kind of her new.
Yeah,
a new
and,
show.
Yeah,
you
she
know,
was just in the Suffolk County, I think, Suffolk Playhouse.
Suffolk
and
Theater.
Did it
Suffolk
there.
Theater Bell.
Suffolk Theater,
in
loved
Riverhead.
it there. But now she's here Saturday night.
Yes, that was kind of a, something that Josh Gladstone worked out, got her involved with the Suffolk Theater. She came to us first through Josh, and went to the Suffolk Theater. Josh said, maybe we can get you some other gigs out here, and she was all about that. And yeah, so it's kind of like a combined effort.
Actors, singers, dancers, they want to work.
Yes.
They want to work.
And let me tell you,
And this is the place.
It is such a great space. The Studio 3 is huge, and it's really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
got the
black
acoustics,
box
yeah.
theater, and it's got that, it's raw.
Yeah, yeah.
Is
and
it
you've
set
had-
up in cabaret? Is it seated with tables and chairs?
It is,
Or is it?
it is. There's tables, the little tiny
if
fancy
you're
tables in the front, and
If you're catching it on Friday, it's into Eaton tonight, isn't it? It was Sarah Conway last night. and
Right.
You just have so much going on, Mike.
Yeah.
What's going on Sunday here?
Sunday is Axel Quinke, who is a piano player from Argentina. Wonderful. He's been here. He was here a couple of years ago and doing classical, and he's going to expand the repertoire, as they say, and do a lot of different things. So
There's also poetry here? This is way too classy for us.
yeah, I mean,
That's tomorrow.
well, that's over at Longhouse.
Oh,
actually.
that's August Gladstone, who
Which
is
is Josh
son
Gladstone.
of Josh Gladstone and Kate Muth, and with our darling Riley Rose, who's going to be.
The lovely Riley
So it's all
Rose.
we're all connected somehow.
We are. That's one of
If
the
you
great
walk
things
into
about
this
being out
building,
here.
you're going to get a show. All you have to do is show up, walk in, and go, I
Find
can
this
sing
guy.
a song. I
Yeah.
really can sing. I promise.
No auditions, please. But yes, just take my word for it.
Michael
No,
Clark's background is in music. He loves it. He's been a part of it for a long time, and you are bringing a lot of it here.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying to do things different and community.
We're proof of that.
Right, exactly. Well, you came to me, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, now blame me.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
I don't remember it that way, Michael. I remember you on your knees, begging us
I don't
for
think
not
that.
one show, 2 shows, begging us. But no,
Anyway,
seriously,
it-
let's change the subject.
No, it's a huge weekend, and people look. There's a finite amount of time out here, and there's so many things going on in the summer. And this place, to be completely honest, is a little off the beaten path. I'd say you need GPS for your GPS to get here, but the truth is,
We're near the
there's-
airport, folks.
Yeah, so you can fly in,
and we
There's
have
so
parking.
much- and there's
So much
lots of parking,
So
and
much
that's
parking.
a huge advantage
It
in the
is
Hamptons.
amazing. But you do, but Bill's right. I mean, you have shows for kids, you have poetry, you have music, and you just have so much stuff going on. And
They're
the TV
rehearsing The
shows-
Music Man in the
Right.
kitchen.
Yeah,
That's what's
basically.
going on here today.
And you have a lot of shows. It's public access as well, which is, a national right, pretty much.
That's
It's
right.
fantastic.
And yeah.
Yeah, so there's just so much going on. And of course, you have an art gallery here too.
Yeah,
Some
the
really
space,
interesting-
no corner unturned here.
Yeah, we're trying everything. Throw it against the wall, see what sticks, and it's all these things are working.
But you also offer the kind of the services where people can come in and do their own podcasts and do TV shows here.
Right.
So it's just a lot of stuff going on at LTV.
Yeah, come
There's
do a
also
show.
really nothing, and then you'll get to talk in a second, but there's also really I'm pretending you're Patrick at this performance. There's also no stigma to public television in the Hamptons because we have so much talent out here. Don't go by, well,
Don't go by
her.
this.
Don't go by us.
Don't go by
But
her.
seriously, there's a pool of people out here that really are very talented, some of whom may have been on Broadway, may have had, and now they live out here.
Yeah.
And if they're writing a screenplay, you have a way for them to do staged readings here.
Right.
If they're doing a one-person show and they want to try it out before they get it to a slightly larger place, this is a perfect space for that. So it's all here and the talent's here, and then, so please come by.
Yeah. I thank you for the plug. That's
If
wonderful.
you've just joined us, this is the fundraising show. The number at the bottom of the screen, please call in and pledge. There's
We
a
don't
free
do
tote bag and
You need free tote bags.
I know.
Say LTV on them, my
You're right.
goodness.
You're right. I will have those for the next show.
Yeah,
Just-
that's great. So what else is coming up in the next couple of weeks, Mike?
Oh man, we got a lot of stuff. I'm kind of a rock and roll guy. I mean, there's a lot of things, the cabaret and all those things. But I love, like, Simon Kirk from Bad Company is going to be here on August 9th, and Corky Lang from Mountain is going to be here later on, and he's going to do the whole Nantucket Sleigh Ride album, which I grew up with,
that's
and
fantastic.
and Kerry Carney, and was a great slide player. So we got a lot of that stuff tied in with a lot of the local stuff as well.
And you love jazz, and there's a ton of jazz here.
There is a ton of jazz here. Yeah, I tolerate jazz.
Mike, it's kind of a rite of passage. Can you read the weather for us? As they throw it up, we're going to say thank you for coming in. We're going to bring Patrick back, and then we've got a little video to play.
So read the whole
You
thing?
can just do Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is going to be rainy. High
Does that
80.
cloud look like Fu Manchu to you?
It does, well, a little bit.
Because he's convinced that's
Or
what it
those are
is.
weird little
Well,
winged
yeah,
arms.
the little mustachy thing, yeah. So, Saturday is high of 80, low of 70. I don't have my reading glasses
Okay,
on.
why don't
no.
you stick with running the place? And
The place is falling apart, Michael. Go back to your
Yeah,
desk,
that's-
damn it.
We'll stay the talent, you stay the manager. Okay, there we
Michael
go.
Clark, thank you. I love what they put on this week. Weekend Live, almost a show.
Almost a show.
But not quite, but not quite.
Thank you, Michael Clark, ltveh.org for anybody who wants to see all the programs coming up.
And come out this weekend and see Tova Feldshuh. In the meantime, our buddy Tom Kelly last week was on the show talking about Maine Prospect. He called up Patrick McLaughlin. They went out onto the streets of Sag Harbor and shot this very amusing video.
We're driving through the village of Sag Harbor. We have to find a famous person. Let's see who we can find. Is that Elizabeth Hasselbeck? Elizabeth! Elizabeth Hasselbeck! Have you guys seen any famous people yet?
No, we don't have.
Who have you seen? Who have you seen?
Chris Cuomo.
Chris Cuomo! Chris Cuomo! I know him! Wait, does Chris Cuomo count? He's kind of like on News Nation. That's like channel 992. Have you seen anybody in Sag Harbor famous?
I haven't seen anyone famous.
What's the point of paying $8 million a house if I'm not going to see anybody famous, damn it? That guy's not famous, but he's got a great head of hair. I'm in front of the American Hotel. You guys know that as the hotel where Justin Timberlake got faced off of one drink. Can we find Justin Timberlake a designated driver? Guys, Justin Timberlake is faced at the American Hotel and needs a ride home. Anybody got time to drive? I'll tell you a true story. Once I was drinking at the American Hotel, and I was drinking with Larry Hagman from Dallas.
Oh, really?
I offered to be his designated driver.
How nice.
Now, if I were around when Justin Timberlake were drinking,
He was just there.
yeah, I could have saved Justin Timberlake's career.
That's right.
What's Billy Joel's nickname at the bars?
I'm not saying.
Okay, I was told it was Dollar Bill because he only tips $1.
I never heard that.
He never heard that. I completely stole Pat's Larry Hagman story
Yeah,
and
but he
made it
wasn't
mine.
drunk. He wasn't drunk. He wasn't drunk. But
He's
whatever.
dead. He's not going to sue.
Okay.
Nice work. Tom Kelly joins the folks at Maine Prospect every Friday
That's hilarious.
this summer with some of the best comics from around the country, and you can follow him on
Tom Kelly Show on Instagram. Yeah, Tom Kelly Show on
Yeah.
Instagram.
And you were like his designated driver.
Oh my God, Tom is a force. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Real quickly, did you? This is something great though. Speaking of Justin Timberlake, apparently there's a couple artists out here in the Hamptons who have now made the Justin Timberlake mug shot a piece of art.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
I
close
bet.
out
Let's
with that.
take a
Look
look.
at that. There it is.
Mary
Hey, can I
Godfrey
just say the
photography.
technical crew today is just knocking it out of
You
the
guys
park.
are the
We
best.
say it here, it comes out there. Do you have any idea how much that is?
I have no clue.
I think
All I know
they're
is I could probably not afford it.
I think,
But
no, I think they're like $1,500 or $2,000. I don't think
I
they're
can't
that
afford it.
expensive.
Oh, are they,
And as
are
of
they
a
at
week-
Romany Cremorris's gallery?
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
And as of
Okay.
a week ago, I think they had sold 5 or 6 of them.
What a great idea. The Hamptons is a fun place. There you go.
It is fun. You can get a $49 glass of Sancerre or a $49 Justin Timberlake.
I don't think it's $49.
What a show. Maybe we'll see you on Saturday at the Hamptons White Show.
Yeah,
And,
the white party at the Hamptons Fine Arts
Seems
Fair.
racist, but I don't judge. And it's
Ay,
call them now.
Kariba. You knew he couldn't help it. He had to go there.
someday there won't be white parties anymore.
Anyway, I think we're out of time, guys.
We are. We got to say goodbye.
See
What
you
a
next
great
week.
show. We'll see you next time.